This recording is about adding rows and columns. To do this, let's pull up the workbook and also minimize the workbook, the Excel workbook that is, if you look on your left. So as in previous recordings, you now have both the Excel workbook, the task itself to your left, and the Excel spreadsheet to your right. To add rows, 1.8 in the workbook, if you look to your right, to your left, add a further row to the bottom of the worksheet. So if you go over to your staff Excel spreadsheet, where you already have rows that are there. So really, you don't need to add it. However, if you want to add a row, then you see this arrow here set on 13. You make sure that the whole row is highlighted. Then you right click. Then it says insert row, and a new row has been added. Adding a column is exactly the same process. So what you do, scroll up, you see where it says G. Remember, columns are your ABCs at the top, your alphabet, and your rows are your numbers that go down on the page. So what you do is, again, you see this arrow above G, column G, you right click, then you insert, and a new cell will appear. I beg your pardon, a new column will appear. To clearly show it, click on D, column D, highlight it, right click, insert, and there's a new column. I inserted columns because 1.10 is about adding a further column to the right of the worksheet, which means to the right of the worksheet. Now going back to 1.8, it says add a further row to the bottom of the worksheet. Well, if you look at the worksheet, the row here we're talking about is row 13. So in row 13, you need to enter that information, S. Warner Civil Lit, and then the amounts for each quarter. Make sure that the information is exactly the same as it shows in the spreadsheet workbook to your left. Then 1.9 says add another row and enter the word totals in column 1. Well, go back to your spreadsheet. Column 1 is column A, and the next row is row 14. So therefore, in column 1, row 14, you need to enter totals exactly as it shows in the workbook.